Hello friends, I'm using a different laptop and I got a new strategy. So we've learned from last time. Oh, by the way, hello friends, enemies, Russians, etc. Uh, Countrymen, Romans, lend me your ears. Oh, and software engineers and Western digital technicians. And anybody that's out there that's watching this that's interested in importing uh, user list files to manage multiple users and their shares. So last time, or last many times for the past month, I've learned many things like using a spreadsheet is a convenient way to manage the import file, because then when you uh, copy it, let's see if I can copy it. Let's see. Oh man, how do I select? I have to hold it here and then hold control down all the way to here. Oh, boy. Hope it's still there. Oh man, I can't seem to hold it. There. Oh man, there. Oh, let go. I can't. Oh shit. Ah. Ah. I'm trying to. Okay. I don't know. I hold down the control key. Oh man. Oh. Oh man. Is it the shift key or what? I got it at one corner. Then I hold. Maybe it's the shift key. Oh yes, it's the shift key. Then control C. Oh shit, this is something wrong. Won't work on multiple. Let's see, escape. Let's see. From one corner to the other. There's the other corner. It won't stay. It won't stay. Okay, onto that corner. Shift. Did it do it? Yeah, I think so. Now control C. Okay, I have it copied. So I'm gonna get I'm gonna open, let's see, get over here. I'm gonna open this one. Whew. Control A selects and then V pastes. And I'm gonna call it Alt F8 import user list stage 2. Stage 02, because there may be more than 10 stages possibly. No, I doubt it. Okay, but I want to save stage 1, and so I go to here, stage 1. Here's stage 1. I'm gonna copy it. There, it's a smaller stage. Let's see. Control. No, shift. Shift. And there we go. I got it selected. Then Control C. And then open that. Or look at this one. Then select all. And then paste. And then save it as. Save as stage 1 instead of stage 2. Okay, now I'm ready. So I know that stage 1 works. Oh man, it looks different. Oh, okay. Maybe that. I'm not able to. But I know it works. It looks like it doesn't go all the way to the. Not enough characters from here to there, so it wraps. So, for example, I can show you, like, when I go with my right arrow key from this, looks like the end, but it's not, because when I go right arrow, it goes to over there. So that's a tab. See, from here to there is a tab, because I use the right arrow and it goes to that one, and then the left arrow, it goes back. So there's a tab there. And so this is the actual end of that line. It starts with Alvaro. It goes like that and then comes back. That's the end of the line. Because then when I go with my right arrow, it goes to the next line. And goes. Oh, did you see that? Those were tabs. Then when it gets to this end over here, and I go tab, it goes to the last part of the line. So it's hard to follow there, but on the spreadsheet you can see it better, what it looks like. On the spreadsheet, they're separated by columns, so you could see that it ends. They all ends in that column that handles the quotas. So let's see here. Yeah, this column A handles the username. This handles the password. This is blank, but it's supposed to handle the groups. And this column handles the shares that this user has complete access to it. They can read and write to these. Then this one is read only. They can only view. And this is totally blocked from view. It's like private to them, or access denied. They can't see what's inside, and they can't. So if they can't see it, then they can't even edit. But this one, going back to the E column, which is the read only, they can't write to it. They can only view. So this is the column D is the one with the most privilege. Likewise over here, this is the stage 2. Let's see, column D is that one. So what I did in stage 2, so basically stage 1 is only 2 users, Alvaro and Carlos, and then 2 special folders, the fin and the ops folder. And then, so 2 and 2, but then they're repeated as shares. So Alvaro user has an Alvaro share, Carlos user has a Carlos share, fin folder has a fin share, ops folder has an ops share. But the actual users are gonna be these two: Alberto user and Carlos user. The rest of them are gonna act like shares. Except that these that are named folder are going to be private to certain people. Okay. And the others are share means sort of public, but they're not quite public, semi-public, or read only, read only shares. So the difference between stage 1 and stage 2 is that I've added 3 more users. See, and 2 more folders. So here it goes. And their shares. That means 3 more users, you get 3 more shares, that's 6. And then 2 more folders, and there 2 shares, that's 4. 6 and 4 is 10. So it goes from 8 lines to 18 lines, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there it is. 18 lines. There they are. So I know that stage 1 works, and I unless something is really mistaken in my calculations, or something has changed. If I go to where's Western Digital? Where is Western Digital? There it is. If I sign in to let me refresh. Man, do I have internet? Yes, I do. Then why is it taking so long? Okay, exit page. This happens sometimes when I haven't been in it for a while. So maybe I just should close it and start all over again. So I gotta type in the IP address. It's a local IP address, static. In this network, office network. Let's see. Why is it taking so long? Wow, maybe the NAS is shut down. Well, because I got internet. That may be a problem. So I have to check to see if I have the NAS, which is called N1, on the network. Maybe able to see it here. No, not here, but here. PC. This PC. Let's see. Maybe this computer doesn't have access to it. Maybe I'm supposed to use a Windows 10 Pro kind of computer. Let's see. Let's check in here. Oh, maybe I have to. File sharing is turned off, so I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, so. Whoa. Into N1. I'm gonna change the name to N1. Damn. I was able to log into it earlier today on this computer. I'm gonna just close that page and type it in again. 192. Now it looks like it's gonna load quicker. Still. Oh. Okay, I got the password in there because I had saved it. So I'm gonna change the name from that long name to N1. So N1. Apply. Changing the name, device name may cause some established connections such as drive, blah, 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 to require reset. Please check and reestablish. Okay, updating. That's something I forgot to do. Oh, maybe it's because I formatted the drive and I lost that. Oh. Okay. Let's try again. Let's see. 1, 2. Oh, I might be able to just type N1 in there. Or maybe you have to put 2 backslashes. Oh, man. Wow, did you see that? Oh, it logged in automatically. But yes, this is N1 that I'm logged into. I can check again. In general, it should say N1. Yep. And okay, I'm in, because I have another one called N2. Okay, and look, I have deleted all the users that I had been playing with. And in the shares, there's none there except this one. That kind of a default can't be deleted. And this one shouldn't be deleted. That's the admin. Okay, so I'm gonna import users. So here's how you import users. But before that, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna import. I'm gonna import that list, which is which I got from the spreadsheet. This one, stage 1. Stage 1, I copied from here to the other corner and pasted it into this file called import user list stage 01. So here's where I import it. I go right there, add multiple users. Do you see that? There we go. Add multiple users. Okay. Import users. Didn't do anything, but you hit next and it will give you a place where you import. Out of habit, I always check that. But the first time when there's nothing there, you don't need to. Okay, so I gotta go find where that file is. I think it's in here. Yes, stage 1. I put it in there. Hitting open attaches it to it's attached right there. And then next we'll load it. Nothing's happening. That's odd. Okay. It's unusually slow. Okay. Create multiple users. Loading. Damn. Why is it slow? Is the internet? Could be. Let's see, what internet am I using? No, I'm using the office internet, the Wi-Fi. Office Wi-Fi. It should be faster than it is. It's around 20 megabits per second download and maybe 5 upload or so. About as good as a 4G LTE. Okay, so here they are, the 8 lines, and I can check what's going to be imported. See that for that first user is Alvaro. They don't show the password, but the group name is the second column. The third column is read write. The fourth is read only. The fifth, wait a minute. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. There should be 7 parameters. That 2000 means 20 gigabytes, or that's not 2000, that's 20,000. That means 20,000 megabytes or 20 gigabytes. So that's the first user, and I could go out with each one, but if there were any errors, like something is not correct or is being warned, like maybe you put in some parameter that's not found in the other parameters, it might show an error there. So I'm ready. I'm gonna apply. It's updating. It's importing for real and following the instructions, creating the users, and it won't set up the parameters the first time through. Whoa, look at that. It's you could say it's configuring, or you could say it's what is it, partitioning? Not really partitioning, but it's sort of like that. Okay, so it created the 2 main primary users, and then this one and that one. It puts everything in alphabetical order, but in my file they aren't in alphabetical order. And then the users, let's see, maybe you have to, let's go up. This is the admin this is what the admin sees. It says that the admin is not being allowed anything. Maybe I should set everything to read write for the admin. And now the first user gets read write access to his stuff, but cannot see his fellow user. That makes sense. And then his fellow user, I'll look at his stuff. It kind of jumps back down. But his fellow user, likewise, but the opposite way, his fellow user Carlos can see his stuff, but can't see his fellow user stuff. And then all the other so-called users, I want them to be denied access. But notice that these are kind of invisible. So for that reason, we're going to have to do this twice. And let me show you the shares. The shares, you have to look at it differently, or think about it differently. About share. A share is an area for storing files. So even though we created a user by this name, it also creates a share by the same name. So it's being treated like a share, even though it says user. So that share, the user by the same name has read-write access, and everyone else is denied access. That makes sense. But take a note. Alvaro share, I want Alvaro to also have read-write access to it. But there's some people that I want them to have read-only access. So when I click on this, oh, did you notice this went to public? So when something is on public, you can't see because it's public. Anybody can read right to it. So there's no sense in having this accessible. So that it's stuck on public. So I would have to move it over. Here's the other user. See, the other user is just like the first user. It is the publicness is turned off. So that means you can fiddle with this manually. And so that was Carlos user share is you could say is controlled by Carlos user because it's got read write. But and everybody else is denied access. Okay. But look again, just like Alvaro share, there's Carlos share. They're both public, and that's not what I want. And it looks like everything else is the same. It's not what I want. But no worry, because if you run the same file twice, then it gets fixed. So you need 2 passes to get it fixed. I've discovered. There's no documentation on this. It's through trial and error that I figured this out. So that's the same file that I'm importing with the 8 users that I don't see. There's again the same 8. I apply. Oh, wait a minute. When I uploaded it, did I say rewrite? Okay, let's see. Oh, the admin looks different now. See, they all went to access denied. But now there's the important one, Alvaro user. Now see, look, it looks more interesting. Ah, okay. Do you see now? Before it was like everything was denied access except Alvaro user. Now it's more like interesting. It's all over the place, kinda. That means that Alvaro user, I want Alvaro user to have complete access to these shares. This one, and this one. I want him to have complete access to Alvaro share, to ops folder, and to ops share. Ops means operations. So Alvaro is like a project manager, engineer kind of guy. So I want him to be able to read and write to the ops folder and ops share. So, but talking about Alvaro still, so you gotta look up here and look, see Alvaro user. But for Alvaro user, the share, Carlos share, I only want him to have read-only access. This column here is read-only. I don't want him to be able to write or to delete anything in Carlos share, because Carlos share is managed by Carlos user. So Carlos user will share something to Alvaro in that folder. So I have to put it here, because if I put it there, then Alvaro could delete stuff from Carlos. If I put it there, Alvaro couldn't see anything. Yeah, and then over here is another one like it. FinShare, that's financial stuff that the finance department will want Alvaro to see. Maybe it's, they say, I don't know what it could be. Maybe a financial statement that we want Alvaro to take a look at. So we put it there to everyone take a look at. So it's put as a viewable in FinShare, finance share. But if I put it here, then Alvaro could mess it up, delete stuff. But here, well, he can still download stuff from here. But here, if you put it here, it would be, if you put it here, it would be like Alvaro couldn't read it. It would be blocked, because denied access is this column. So this denied access, this one's denied access. So I don't want Alvaro to see what Carlos user has. So he's got it there. I don't want Alvaro to see what's in Fin folder. So all this is correct. And let's see, Alvaro share. That's user Alvaro share. I don't want Alvaro share to see anything, so that's correct. But Carlos user is like the complementary of Alvaro user, so it's interesting. I want Carlos user to manage his stuff and his shareable stuff and his finance, the finance folder and the finance share folder, because several people are going to be able to have read-write access to this one and this one. The finance department, you could say. And we're still looking at Carlos user as the user. So, and then there's this one and this one that are, there's this one and this one that are also shared, but in this case it's read-only. So that means that I don't want Carlos to write to that one or to that one. That's managed by Alvaro. This one and that one. So that's why you have it as read-only. Read-only. The I means read-only. Okay. Got it? Any questions? Okay. And this one is like Alvaro share. Carlos share has no access. And Fin folder has no access. So all the users that have no access is because I'm actually going to use them as shares and not users. Okay. So, oh, and now we're going to look at the other area is shares. Go into shares. That's a share view of what's going on, right? So we select a share. That's confusing though, because the name Alvaro user is a user, but in this case, it's a share. So who is going to control this share? Or think of it as a folder. Who's going to control that folder? Alvaro is. So you look down here, and this shows the users. So there's Alvaro user is controlling. You see, that means it's complete control. Read write. See, read write. So that means Alvaro user, that's the real user who logs in, is going to have control of Alvaro user share. Even though they have the same names, but everything else is denied access for that share. For that for this share. It's confusing though, but what I'm in the share profile. I'm looking at Alvaro user as a share. And then I see that the only person that has access to it is Alvaro user. And that is what I want. But on the other hand, I do want certain people to see, to read only, to view what's in Alvaro's share. And who are they? The only other user that will have read-only access to it at this time is Carlos user. These are users in this case. And all these other users with denied access, I'm denying access to them because they are not supposed to see anything. Because I'm denying them because they function as shares instead of users. So because this folder and this folder are actually going to be used as shares, I have to make sure that they're not used as users. So the best way to deny these shares to be users is to deny access. That's what I've done here. But why is this one full access? It says Alvaro user. Because that's Alvaro share. That means that Alvaro user has access to Alvaro share. In the same way, when I select Carlos share, it shows that Carlos user has access to Carlos share, but Alvaro user has read-only access to Carlos share, the one up here. So that's the difference between looking at users and shares. Users is a user view, and shares is a share view. So they get flipped around. When you look at shares, the shares end up here and the users down there. And then when you look at users, the users end up here and the shares down there. So you have to flip things around from a different direction, different viewpoint. So I wonder if you're convinced that the import file worked. Well, I could look at it from a spreadsheet point of view. So this is the file that I imported, and it says that I want these users to be created with these passwords. But in actuality, I only want these users to be working as users. The rest are actually going to be shares. But I discovered that to add them automatically, I treat them as if they were as if they were users. So I have to give them passwords. So I give them all the same passwords. But then later, I want to deny them access to anything. And as you can see, this first column is for read write, this one's for read only, and this is for denied access. So these from here to here have been denied access to everybody. Everybody here. There's the 4 folders denied access to. But I want Alvaro user to have access to Alvaro share. So that he's right there. See Alvaro share? Alvaro share. Oops. Oh. Hope I don't mess anything. Alvaro user has access to Alvaro share. There's Alvaro share. Oh, there's Alvaro share. Alvaro user has access to Alvaro share, to ops folder and ops share. Meanwhile, Carlos user has access to Carlos share, Fin folder and Fin share. Now it's redundant to. It seems like it. It sounds like it would be redundant to say Alvaro user has access to Alvaro user, but I worked on it and figured that it works that way. I could test it without that to see if it works without it, but I want to do that another day to just to be sure. But I think because it works that way, I'm doing something that seems redundant, because when you create a user, it automatically gives read write access to the share with the same name. But I put it in the read write column anyway. So that's why we have Alvaro user here and Alvaro user there. But when you put a share or whatever in one column, it shouldn't appear in the other 2 columns, because this is the read write, this is the read only, and this is the denied access. So it might mess things up if you put the same thing twice. I mean the same thing, yeah, the same thing twice in one column. It shouldn't matter. But the same share appearing in one column and in another column, that might cause problems. And maybe it'll go to the one with the least accessibility. So if you put something in this column and the same thing in this column, it will decide on this column. I'm not sure. I'll have to mess around with it and see what happens. Because it might be good to know for troubleshooting purposes. Maybe I've run across something like that before, but I forgot. Or it didn't seem to bother. I don't know. I'll have to trust. I'll run through it again. So this column is very wide. It's got a lot of information for these because I'm denying access to everyone. Everyone. In other words, if someone were to log in this way, like enter username ops folder, password like that, they wouldn't be able to see anything because everybody else is denied access as folders. All the folders are denied access. Okay, so in this column here, this G column, that one is the that represents the quota, and that can be verified over here when I select. Is it here? Yeah. Alvaro user gets a quota. Gets a quota of 19.53 gigabytes. I didn't type that in. I wanted 20 and it gave me 19. That's close enough. I didn't have to do that manually. It was in the file. This column is for quotas. To get 20 gigabytes, you have to put, I've discovered, you have to put 20000. That represents 20,000 megabytes. And then the colon, and then a 0, and then a colon and a 0. That's just placeholders for. I think that the next number would be for placing what follows after megabytes, kilobytes in size. So you would place kilobytes in the next number place, and then the last one is for just bytes. But the kilobytes and bytes is so small compared to megabytes that you leave them as 0. I have to verify that. Let's see, somebody's calling me. Wait a minute. ¿Aló? Araceli. Bien, ¿tú? Bien, gracias.
Bueno, me alegro. ¿Y dónde andas en tu casa?
No, en la oficina, trabajando. Qué
Todavía.
barbaridad. Qué
Qué
bruto.
barbaridad.
Para ver si avanzo en las tareas.
No me digas. ¿Y ya solo ahí? ¿Solo?
Sí.
Ok, ok. No, sino que Jairo te mandé un link porque quiero ese pantalón. Talla 16 y ese color.
El link tiene lo que quieres comprar por Amazon.
Sí.
Entonces
Uno verde y uno blanco.
lo miro. En un rato lo miro y lo pongo para ponerlo listo para comprar.
Uno verde y uno blanco.
Oh,
Espérate, veré.
entonces escojo, le pongo en el carrito uno verde y el mismo, pero que sea blanco. Entonces dos cosas van a ser el mismo precio.
Mira, ¿qué está pasando aquí? Ay, huepucha.
Mm,
Se me fue. Ay, no sé, ya no lo encuentro. Sí, 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 pero voy a rectificar. ¿Cuánto es que cuesta? Yo creo que alcanza. Están
mm,
baratos. Pero
mm.
talla 16. Porque como estoy gordita, de pronto ya miraré. Sí,
Está
algo.
gordita. Es que,
Sí, gordita.
que no hace ejercicio con la Bertasilia.
Claro, claro que sí. Pero es que el
Mm,
ejercicio que yo hago con ella no va a ser tan intenso con pesos como para yo adelgazar, ¿me entiendes? Yo lo hago con
Entonces,
pesos y yo llego a caminar acá a mi unidad. O sea, yo puedo caminar.
alce a Bertasilia, como
No,
pesas.
pero el ejercicio de tu mamá, digamos, el que hice hoy, empinarnos, y cardiovascular, sentarse y subirse y eso. No más, pues con ella tiene que ser un ejercicio muy distinto que el mío tiene que ser intenso, caminar
Intenso.
fuerte, rápido, 1 hora, alzar pesas, lo de ella no.
Yo
Ella no, yo no
también.
puedo hacer el ejercicio, el de ella
Yo
es muy
tengo que hacer
distinto.
ejercicio, jugar
Es muy
tenis.
yoga, es muy todo. Y sin
Oh,
embargo, que hoy quedó rendida del ejercicio que le hice. Quedó que se moría. Y ayer, antier, caminamos muchísimo, muchísimo. Llegó cansadísima también. Ah, así que bueno,
entonces,
fuimos a
entonces,
Sabor.
entonces, revise lo que quieres ordenar
Ay, jue madre, sí.
y en un
Porque
rato
entonces, mira,
lo pongo en en el carrito.
lo voy a volver como yo te lo envié por WhatsApp, yo quiero abrirlo de nuevo yo también. Yo tuve tiempo de mandarlo. Entonces, uno verde, ese verde y el blanco. Y eso es todo. Quiero rectificar es cuánto cuesta. Que te alcance.
¿Mm?
Entonces, sí hay que pedirlos de una. Pero voy a ver si alcanza la plata. Para que tú también lo abras, a ver qué puedes
Uy.
investigar de ese pantalón.
Ah, pero no está en Amazon, sino en otro sitio.
Ay, sí, y entonces no se puede. Tiene que ser por Amazon, ¿cierto?
Ah, pues si no lo tienen en Amazon,
¿Qué hay que hacer?
lo ordeno por ahí y, saldrá como $30 en total, o 30 más, porque dices 15 dólares y
Exacto,
algo así.
exacto, exacto. Entonces,
Ah,
el
pero de
verde y
pronto hay
blanco.
que pagar shipping.
Pues bueno, tú miras y la cosa es que alcance, ¿no?
Ok.
Exacto. Entonces, para ver si me llega
Ah, pero ¿qué
rápido.
dijiste del tamaño que tiene que ser?
Bueno, talla 16. Es muy difícil uno comprar, es muy difícil comprar y no sabemos si hay o algo, pero talla 16.
Mm, ok. Voy
Eso
a
es muy
ver
importante el
cuánto
tamaño.
sale en total. De pronto, de pronto hay que pagar $10 de shipping. No sé.
¿Dirá ahí o qué? Dice, seguro. Eso es lo que no sabemos. Investiga eso y
Pero
me
en
escribes o
Amazon
miremos
puede
a
que
ver.
se... En Amazon puede ser gratis el shipping
Sí. Bueno, ¿qué se
porque
va a
uno
hacer?
tiene
¿Qué se va
Prime.
a hacer?
Pero lo puedo buscar en Amazon a ver si tienen el mismo. Pero tendría que ser el mismo.
¿Tú crees que sea el mío bueno? Trata de mirar a ver. Que diga lino, tiene especificaciones, que yo no sé qué
¿Y
lino, es como muy suave.
cuándo quieres que llegue? ¿En 2 o 3 semanas o 2 o 3 días?
Ay, no, días, 2 o 3 días.
Mm, ok, vamos a ver. Entonces, vas a revisar. Yo lo abrí.
No, no, listo, no, ya di una, yo no reviso, di una. Ya no tengo nada que revisar, ya te lo envié.
Mm, ¿de qué color uno?
El verde, ese verde, como
Un-
verde olivo, como ese verde, y blanco.
oh, no es verde verde, sino como beige. ¿O qué? Ah, no, hay uno verde. Ah, sí, hay uno verde. El quinto es verde verde. O verde limón. Y otro es blanco. El
Como
tercero
verde
es...
limón, correcto. Yo
Ah,
no sé a
ok.
mí por qué no me deja ver esto. Aquí tengo una cosa, porque a mí me dice, regístrate, no sé qué. A mí no me deja ver ese pantalón. Abrí ahí y no me deja ver. Ay, espérate. Ay, qué cosa más linda, pero no, querido.
Oh, pero los tamaños no son en talla 15, sino en cosas como S, M, L, XL, 2XL,
Maracas,
3XL,
maracas. Entonces XL.
XL.
Sí.
Mm. Oh, mira, ahí dice que el XL, la cadera va a ser 110, lo largo va a ser 104 y la cintura de 76. ¿Mm?
Uy, madre.
Ahí el 12, ese fue el XL,
Es-
ahora voy a ver el 2XL. La cadera 114 y la cintura 80. Y el 3XL es cadera 118 y cintura 84. Entonces,
El XL, el XL.
El XL es 110 y cintura 76.
Ay, ahora pues yo por no tener este berraco metro, voy a tener que llamar a una modista.
¿No tienes es esa cinta que se le da unas vueltas y da en pulgadas? Se puede
Tengo,
convertir en mil, en centímetros. Esos
voy a mirar, pero
medidas
no creo que lo
son,
tenga.
son centímetros. ¿En dónde estás? ¿En la
Creo
casa de
que no
Silvia?
creo, no creo que lo tenga. No creo que tenga un berraco metro.
Mm,
Ay, Dios mío, eso sí fue tenaz,
mm,
eso sí fue.
mm.
No, yo no creo que tenga.
Pero, eh, mm,
Tíralo, no,
se,
XL.
se,
XL.
pero,
Pide
ma-
XL.
pero más grande cabe y si es muy grande, que cabe.
Es que el diseño es como anchito, entonces puede ayudar el XL. No, yo soy XL. Dale, hasta puede que hasta L, pero bueno, ahí miramos. Entonces, pide el XL.
Por- ¿Sí?
¿Ah?
La diferencia entre XL y 2XL es,
Ajá.
es que la cadera es como un poquito más y la cintura un poquito más. Ajá, y
No, por
L.
eso no, XL está bien.
La,
XL está bien.
la L es 106 y 72 de cintura.
Ay, qué
Y
redondera, qué dicha.
la XL es 110 y 76 de cintura.
Déjame, yo llamo ya a una modista, a ver si ella se acuerda de mi cosa. Vamos a ver, ya te
Vamos,
llamo, ya te vuelvo a
hágale
llamar.
pues.
Ah, tan bello, gracias. Bye.
Bye. ¿Puedo colgar?
Sí, ay, sí.
Mm, okay. Let's see, where was I? Okay. So, mm, oh, I was looking at things like Carlos user has read write access to these folders, read only to these, and read nothing. Denied access to that. And then these are users that are going to be treated as folders or shares. So I have to deny access to like they can't see anything. They're blind. These guys are blind to themselves and to the top guys. That's why if there's 8 people here, then there'll be 8 people there. You could say. That's the denied access folder. Oh, and then I looked at this column. That's the quotas. And then I looked at the quotas here. Oh, I got kicked out. So there's the password. I get logged back in. So there I have the 4 users with they're in alphabetical order, so I don't have them in alphabetical order in the spreadsheet. So they get scrambled a little bit here. This is actually the correct way. But the important thing is that this one and this one are the users that I actually want. Uh, you know what? What? I just thought of something. It's kind of redundant. I just thought of something. It's kind of redundant for these users that aren't really users from here to here to get any quota. So I'm gonna put for from here to there, I'm gonna put 0. Oh, you know what I'm gonna put? I'm gonna remove the last 0 and put a 0 in front. Instead of calling it 20,000, I'm gonna call it 80,000. Okay. So no. ¿Aló?
Jaimito ya no me contesta, pero no, pide el XL. Ya más adelante miramos, pide el XL.
¿Y si sale muy apretadito?
No, pues ahí lo devolvemos lo que sea, pero no. Pide el XL.
Ok.
Bueno.
Ok.
¿Qué pasa?
Bueno.
Estoy preocupada con este WhatsApp.
Entonces ordeno eso. Que llegue a la casa de Silvia y Bertasilia.
Sí, señor.
Que llegue con el nombre Livia Cifuentes o algo así.
No, mejor Silvia. Y yo le digo a Silvia porque me da susto que de pronto no lo entreguen, o yo no sé.
Ok. Hágale pues.
Hágale pues. Así quedamos. Chao,
Bueno.
mil gracias, que te rinda. Después hablamos, bye.
Bye. Okay, so I'm replacing the amounts see I replaced the amounts So I selected everything and then I control V. I had hit control C to copy. Now I'm gonna paste what I copied in here with a control V there. So what I did was the users that I'm actually going to treat like shares, they don't need 20 gigs. I'm going to give them 80 kilobytes. That's practically nothing, right? So I'm going to save it. 80 kilobytes. That's less than a megabyte, right? Okay, that's like 0.08 megabytes, right? So I'm going to resubmit. Now notice that Alvaro's share has got how much for quota? 19.53 gigabytes. Oh man. ¿Aló? ¿Aló? ¿Aló?
Jairo.
¿Qué?
Ya lo pusiste, ya lo tiraste.
No.
No. Bueno, espere. Yo creo que cancélalo, espérate que vi otra cosa mejor, que ya te había guardado a ti esto para que lo vieras.
Okay.
Sí. Que no es tan ancho ni tan exagerado, es que es una cosa exagerada de ancha.
¿Me puedes mandar el vínculo de nuevo?
Exacto. Lo que pasa es que es una cosa tan exageradamente ancha que no me gusta. Me preocupa eso tan ancho.
Mm.
Quisiera que dejaras el verde. Sí, ya te lo mando, espérate. Vale $11 lo que quiero. Pero, a ver, es el mismo, ¿no? El verde,
¿Me puedes mandar en vínculo?
¿cuánto es que vale el otro? Vale 15. Y este otro que te voy a mandar vale 11. Entonces, ya enseguida te lo mando, pero entonces estoy pensando es en el color. Que me escojas del primero, me escojas, bueno, verde y blanco, no importa. Verde y blanco, pero también quiero este otro. ¿Listo?
¿Qué, qué otro?
Otro que yo no sé en qué, lo mismo también XL, pero me gusta mucho ese, no sé los colores, pero ese color, me encanta ese color. Ese que te voy a mandar, ¿ok? Ya te lo mando, para que tú lo busques.
Ok.
Bueno, ya te lo
Bye.
mando. Listo, chao. Y me pides uno así XL y ese color.
¿Qué color?
El color que te voy a mandar es como un verde militar, como Army, yo no sé qué Army, pantalón M Army, hermoso. Bueno, ya te lo mando.
Ok. Bye. Okay. So, I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to submit the overwrite. Don't forget to overwrite. I'm going to submit the same file, but this time the difference is that before I put every user to have a quota of 20,000 megabytes. And look, when I put it puts a 0. That's because the amount I gave it is less than a megabyte. So I put less than a megabyte for all the users that I'm gonna treat like shares. Treat like shit. Treat like shares. I'm gonna treat. I'm not giving them anything in terms of quotas. So remember that Alvaro user should still have 20 gigabytes. You see the 20 gigabytes? It's 19 gigabytes. 19.53 gigabytes. You see it? Right there. 19.5 gigabytes. For the user, Alvaro user. But Alvaro share, I don't want Alvaro share to be a user. So, oh wow, look at that. No limit. It gives it no limit. That's no good. So that means that maybe it is better to let's try let's put this number back in here. So that's 20,000 is 20,000 megabytes. So I'm going to bring it down to 20 megabytes. Well, to make it, oh man. Oh, it thinks it's time. No, no, make it 8000. So I'm going to copy and paste all the way down. Well, I think if I grab these two. I can't do it. Let's see. Escape. Now let's see if I can do it. Okay. Oh shit. It puts it as time. I don't want time. Let's see. Data. General text. Text. I put 20 0 0. Okay, that's the way it should be. And then now maybe I could use this shift key. Then I go Control C. Then switch over to the file and paste it there. Control V. All right, that's interesting. It managed to put it all in one line, no word wrapping, and then save it. Okay, now go back to uploading it. So last time I got no limit. I don't want no limit. I want it to be a definite amount. So I want to select, open, same file, but I changed a little data on it. So for Alvaro share, say quota 20. That's 20 megabytes, so that's good. Apply. So, I hope this helps somebody out there. So let's see. Alvaro user got 20 gigabytes, but Alvaro share got 20 megabytes. So it's working. And let's see, Alvaro share, I want to deny access to everything. That's right. But Alvaro user, I want to give him access to his folders. His Alvaro user folder, his Alvaro share folder, which he shares to everyone else, and his ops and the ops folder, because all the ops people are gonna manage it, and the ops share folder. But I want him to have read-only access to Finn share and Carlos share. Those are managed by others. The others is, for now, Carlos Share. He's managing Carlos Share and Fin Share and Fin Folder and Carlos User. Okay. And from the shares point of view, let's see if I want to see who gets to look at Alvaro's share folder. Obviously, Alvaro gets to see it and write to it. Carlos gets to see it but can't write to it. And these guys all the way down, they can't do anything about it because they're not users. So when I go into look at shares profile, the only users that can to can get anything out of that share is are these two, this guy and that guy. Hmm. Okay. So that means that I did stage 1 correctly, but stage 2 I want uh, I want to keep the same amount. So from 3 to 8, I want to set from rows 3 to 8. Oh, I'm trying to get to G. Oh, here it is. I gotta set this as text. Otherwise, it might think it's a time. So from 3 to 8, I'm going to set this as 20. 20. So I want to copy and paste. Mm. Oh. Oh, 3 to 8. Mm. 3 to 8. Oh, gosh. So I want to do the same thing for from 12 to 18. All right. So I go here. Oh, go from 12 to 18. There we go. Okay, I got it. Save it, right? Yeah, it's automatically saving. But now I want to go all the way up to the top. Control C. Go over to the file. Where is it? It's not available. It's over here somewhere. Hmm. Stage 2. There it is. This open it big. Stage 2. I want that's the 18 users. Okay. Save. Okay, the only thing I didn't touch anything except I changed for the users that I don't want anyone accessing with a password acting like, so I want them to be shares instead of users. I made them access denied. What I did was I changed the for users. I changed the value of of their quota to 20 megabytes in the big import file. This got 18 users, which aren't all users. There's only 5 users actually, main users. So that means out of those 18, 16? No, from 3 to 8, 5, 10. 10 of the 18, I think, or something like that. Wait a minute. Let me take a look at it again. What did I do? I went from 3 to 8. I want from 3 to 8 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then from 12 to 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 and 7, 13. Okay, so 13 of them I made the quota. I reduced the quota from 20 gigabytes to 20 megabytes. So here's what I did. So one that everybody before had 20 gigabytes that I reduced 13 of them to 20 megabytes. I reduced it by a thousandfold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 users. Oops. Right? Because, in other words, anybody that has the name share or folder, I made them like not be real users. They're going to be treated like they're going to be treated like shares instead of users. So so notice that here I only have how many users do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's see if I can do it this way. 1. Oh, I can't go down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Fin folder. 6, 7, 8. I have 8 pseudo users, could I say? But the real users are this guy and that guy. They get the accessibility. Everyone else is denied access. So I did in actuality, I out of those 8 I put 2 as users. I'm going to do the same thing but with a larger file. Instead of having 8, I'm going to have 18. Is that correct? 18. Yeah, it goes down to 18. See? 18. And out of those 18, the real users are going to be, I could highlight them. There's that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So I used to have 2 users, primary users. Now I've added 3 more primary users for a total of 5 primary users. And I used to have, with these 2, I used to have these, what, and change color. These were the original shares. Those are the original shares. The original 6 shares, even though 2 of them are called folder. I've added another let's give the oops. Let's give these a different color. Maybe a darker. Okay, so the light green is the original 2 shares, and the dark green is 3 additional. No, the light green is the original primary users, and now I'm adding 3 additional primary users, and they're in dark green. And the light beige is the original shares and folders. Now I'm adding these. I'll give them another color. Ooh. No. I'm gonna give them another color. Let's see, what color should I give them? There. So there they are. So the top 2 are the original stage 1, and then I add these are users, the primary users, and those are primary users. So I went from 2 primary users to 5 primary users. 2 and 3 is 5. That's the new primary users. And I went from 6 shares to 13 shares, because this is 7 new shares. So I more than doubled. I went from 8 to 18. So why go through that? Why is that important? Oh, because now I'm going to add them here. See, there's only 8 of them here. And the file that I used to add them is this stage 1. See, only 8 rows, 8 lines. I had to pass it through twice to get it to work, and it worked. So now I'm gonna import this file, which is more than doubled in size, not only in lines, but in width, because each column has expanded because of the interconnectedness. So now I'm going to, okay, I've saved it. That's what I'm going to import now. This is stage 2 of the import process So I'm going to import the large file right here. Right there. Click. Import users. Next. Overwrite. That's very important. Select stage 2. There's stage 2. And there it is. Open. It's ready to be imported. Import user list stage 2. It's going to add maybe 60% more. It's loading. Okay, so this is the long list. It's got 18 users, but 5 of them are the actual primary users. The others are just shares. See, you can tell which ones are the just shares because they all have the same password. That's the password. Oh, maybe I should change the password to just share or share only. Doesn't matter. But for example, any one of these shares that I select, the quota is going to be 20 megabytes. And also notice that the denied access, those shares of 20 megabytes, they're gonna get denied everything. Okay. However, the ones that say user, like this one, is different. It gets 20,000 megabytes. And they get to read write to themselves and a few other shares. Okay, now I'm ready to apply. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you that. I was showing you that a user like Camilo user gets 20 gigabytes and gets read write to his own self and to his share and to a folder and to a share of by the same name of as that folder. The difference between ops folder and ops share is that only he can see ops folder and other ops people can see that folder. But ops share, the people that aren't ops people can see that folder, but they can't write to it. Okay. Now I'm going to apply. I'm ready to apply. There are no errors. Okay, so it's updating. I will run this twice. Maybe. Maybe I don't have to run it twice. But when I look at... see, this Alvaro user, it's showing that the new created shares and stuff is pale, so there's no access to the newly created stuff. It went from 8 to 18, so the 10 newly created things, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, the newly created folders have no configuration yet, and I could check in other places. That was in a user. There's the, let's see, but let's check this again. Oh, and look, it pushed everything to denied access. So I'm gonna run it again. Remember? Remember that uh, the two users used to have things going like this. Now they all went to the right. In this column, the right is denied access. So it pushed everything to deniability. So, but that can be fixed. That's a temporary uh, setting that it goes to for some reason. So if I run the same file again, it should fix it. It did for using 8 lines, 8, but now I'm using 18. So when I used 8, I ran it twice and it fixed it. So the same thing, I'm going to run it twice and see if it fixes it. So I'm running, stage 1 was using 8 users and shares. Stage 2 is going to use 18 users and shares. It's going to more than double. I already ran it once. Then I'm running it again. Here's the second time I run it. Okay. Wow, that was quick. It loaded them up. They're loaded and ready to go. This is the second pass. So I hope to see some improvement. So when I go here, I should see some improvement. Nope, I don't see improvement. So I'm going to run it again. See, maybe it takes 3 passes to get it to work. Let's see. Nope. Let's see. Nope. So, what have I learned from this exercise? Oh, okay. I have an idea. Maybe this calls for going from 8 to 18. Maybe what I have to do is not overwrite. So that's something I'm going to do next time, I think. Is in the first stage, I run it twice to get it correct. In the second stage, I'm going to select not overwrite. Do not overwrite. So when I do that, we'll have to see. That's interesting. When I do that, it will when I do that, I suspect it will not overwrite and mess up what worked. So maybe what I have to do is subtract the lines that I don't want to get messed up. That will be the users. Sort of the 8, I run it twice and it's perfect. Then the next stage, I have 18, but I don't want it to mess up the top 2 that are primary users. So I remove the users that are already in there correctly. So instead of submitting 18 lines, I'll submit the 16 lines. I'll remove the top 2 lines, which are the primary users that got set up correctly. And by doing that, it's adding shares. That's what I'll do. But you know what that means? That means I have to go through manually deleting 18 shares. It'll be more than 18 that I have to delete. To delete, I have to go in here. That's why I figured, oh, maybe it's better to reformat the drive, but that takes a long time. So I have to go through these, right? And delete. That's 1. And wait until it updates. That's 2. And so on. I can't select all of them. I don't think so. Nope, I can't select. It's gotta be one at a time. So I'm deleting shares. Let's see. I wonder if I delete. See, there's a user here. If I go, but it's considered a share. But if I go to share users and delete that same one on the user side, I wonder if it'll delete it on the share side. Let's see. So I'll go back to the share side. No, it didn't delete it on the share side. So that means that if there's 18 shares and in the share side and 18 users in the user side, and I have to delete a total of 36. So delete. So can you imagine how long that's gonna take? There's no way that I know of to make it faster. Maybe using my fingers faster. Like this. Ding, 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 ding. Faster than the mouse. I think. Let's see if I can do it faster with the mouse. No, I think it's a little slower with the mouse. Unless you're very good with mouse work. Oh, I know what. If you go to mouse settings. Is it here? Change how far mouse. Is it here? Change mouse settings. Additional mouse options. Let's see. Oh. It does automatically move the pointer to the default button in a dialog box, but it's not doing it here because maybe this is not considered a dialog box. But I think it's quicker this way. Don't you think? Hmm. 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 Well, it wasn't too bad using my finger, so I deleted everything. So now I'm going to import users. Ah, I get an idea. Let's go back to stage stage 1. What if I add say over here stage 2. I created all these extra users from here to here. I mean extra shares, but they're set up like users. So what if I copy them into here? Then I can copy this. Oh. 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 There we go. Okay. So what did I do? Oh. What did I do? I added 7 more. No, I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven. Seven more users. These seven more, which they're actually going to be used as shares. That's why they have that password. Okay, and so I'm denying access of everything that's there. Okay. Why am I doing this? Just to see if it if it'll work just as well. Let's see. Now I'm going to go back to this one. Select all and then paste. But in oh, wait a minute. There's going to be a problem. Maybe not. Hmm. Okay, so this is gonna partially work because actually when I increase the number of shares, that should cause this to increase by adding more shares to this denied access. These are because the shares are supposed to be denied access to all shares. But I'm gonna leave it as partially correct just to get it working. But I'm going to save this not as the same name but another name. I'm going to call it 7 because I'm adding 7 more shares. So it's still stage 1 because it's the first stage, but I'm going to submit it as before but with 7 more shares. So I'm going to select that one over here. This is by habit that I select this, but since it's the first run, I don't need to do that, but I do it anyway. Okay, so there it is. Stage 1, but I've added 7 shares more than before. There it is. It's ready to upload. It's uploading. There they are. I can tell that there's a new set of shares. Mark share is there. Let's check it. It's got 20 megabytes and it's denied access 8 shares, even though there's more than 8 because I added 7. So actually there's 8 and 7's 13 shares. Let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Oops, folder 7 8 9 10 11. There's here 12 13 14. Oh, there's 14 shares, 15 shares. Didn't I say 13 shares? Oh, 13 plus 2 is 15. 15 shares. Oh, because I didn't count the primary users. So I got 2 primary users and 13 shares. I apply. So if you count all the passwords that are these are the passwords. There should be 13 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 passwords for 13 shares. They're all the same. Now I'm updating. Okay, so they got created. There they are. They got created. And they're all kind of pale. They're in public mode. And if I select Alvaro user, I see that Alvaro user and Carlos user do have some activity going on. But that's Alvaro user. And Carlos user also has some activity going on. But all the shares, there's Camilo's share. So I'm going to run that same file again. I'm going to import it again because I have learned by trial and error that you have to run it twice to get it to work. Except I haven't done this version before because I've added seven shares more. I've kept the same number of users, but I've added 7 more shares. Before, there were 5 shares. I added 7 more. Now there's 13 shares. Then I apply. There's a second pass. The second pass should fix everything. Let's check to see if it did. I go to Alvaro user and I should expect all of this. Yes. I got some activity. Look. That's a good sign. The things that got pale is the new shares are left pale. There's the Carlos user. That looks good. Eyeballing it, I can tell it's working. These are the 7 shares that have been added. Let's see, this is an old share. This old share has been denied access, so that's correct. I'm looking at Alvaro's share as a user. It gets denied access to all the other shares. These are the original shares. It's confusing because it's multifunctional. A name such as this one, Alvaro-user, functions sometimes as a share and sometimes as a user. So you'll find it over here and you'll also find it here. And then when you go over to shares, that puts the shares on this side. Even still, the same names appear, but in this case, they're treated as shares instead of users. So Alvaro user indicates that the user, Alvaro user, has access to the share Alvaro user. See, it's got the same name. So these are all shares in this case, treated as shares. So Carlos user likewise is owned and operated by Carlos user as the user. And then Alvaro share is a share that is owned by Alvaro user, and Carlos user is not the owner of Alvaro user, but Carlos user as a user can view Alvaro user as a share, the share Alvaro user. So that's super confusing, but you have to keep in mind that each of these names function as either share or user. When you're looking at shares, then shares are up here and users are down here. In other words, when I look at a share here, I look down here to see who owns that share. What kind of access does the user get? Okay, now that's stage one. It worked. Now I'm going to go to stage two. So I'm going to go to users and upload stage two. But the difference I'm going to do is when I go over here, I'm going to say don't overwrite duplicate accounts. That makes it skip over any users that have been duplicated. It'll only apply the old users. Oh no, that won't work. It won't do anything. So what I have to do is, because I thought incorrectly. So what I have to do is create a copy over here. So I'm gonna rename stage 2. So maybe I have to what do I have to do? I have to new 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 users. Oh shit. What happened? Okay, rename. I have to rename this one. Call it new users. So what I'm gonna do? Okay. Hmm. I'm gonna um I'm going to see if this works. Delete. Yes. So I'm gonna add select. So I'm going to go save as. So what I'm doing is stage 2. I'm going to partially do it. New users. Oh shit. Backspace. 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 Okay. So I'm going to run stage 2. I'm just running the new users, the the uh, the new shares were already introduced in stage 1, so I'm just adding new users. But I think the column for denied access has expanded, so I may get some errors. So I'm going to go, oops, going to go to, where is it? Where is it? Right there. Okay. So I'm going to go back. Oh no, I can add it right here. So I'm going to do stage 2 new. So I'm only going to import the new users plus the shares have expanded their denials. Oh, and that's why I get an X here. This, what does that X mean? What does that X mean? Hmm. Whoa. Christian share. I think there's the error is found here. Why is that? It's not really an error. I think it's just saying that it can't find all the shares here ready. I think. Well, which, if I'm adding the new users, why aren't they there? So I'm not sure why it's showing X. but I'm gonna apply it anyway. Mm-hmm. Okay, go to Alvaro user. That's good. It hasn't changed, has it? Alvaro share. It hasn't changed, but I'm gonna run it again. Let's see, Camilo user. It's new. See, Camilo user it's locked at deny access, which is wrong. But I'm gonna pass it again, pass the same file again. Overwrite. There's the same file. It ends in new, and then that should fix that problem. Alvaro user. Let's see. Alvaro user should still be the same. Camilo user is the new user. Oh, it didn't change. It didn't change. Host user. Christian user. Let's see. No. It didn't change. So, I'll have to think about that. I was hoping it would make some changes. I'm thinking. I think I'll sleep. I sleep. I'll have nightmares about this. I'll sleep it off. Maybe I've overdone it, but I learned something. Well, I hope you did too. But I'll have to try some other things. Uh, I could try. I don't know if just sending the users by themselves would help. And I don't think manually setting would help. But in this last one, I sent a file of well, you can't tell. I sent a file of from 9 to 18 is 9, 1, 2, 3, 3 and 7 is 10. Oh, I sent that one. I was thinking maybe if I just send the new users, that would help. But these have already been created. Maybe I could delete them. Or it could be that where there's X, it indicates that no, maybe it didn't need it. I don't know. Hmm. I don't know. I'll stop here.